It is said that in a small monastery among the mountains, there lived a monk who always smiled. It didn't matter if it rained or if the wind blew hard, if the food was little or the day was long. His face remained calm, and every gesture he made seemed to bring peace. The other monks respected him, but a young disciple felt something different, a strange jealousy. Every morning he watched him smile while cleaning the temple, while meditating, even when he was scolded by the old master. That smile irritated him. He thought, maybe he's pretending. No one can be happy all the time. One day, after a sleepless night full of thoughts, the young man approached the monk and said, "Brother, you always smile, but that can't be real. Life isn't always sweet. How do you never get angry? How can you not feel sad?" The monk looked into his eyes and replied calmly, "I never said I don't feel sadness, but I've learned not to give it the power to turn off my light." The disciple was confused. Then the monk invited him to follow. He took him near the temple well, filled a bucket with clear water, and threw in a handful of salt. Then he said, "Drink." The young man drank, made a face, and spat. "It's salty." The monk nodded and led him to the lake at the foot of the mountain. He threw the same amount of salt into the lake and said again, "Drink." The young man drank and smiled. "It's sweet, master." "You see," said the monk, "pain is like salt. The amount doesn't change, but the size of the container does. When your heart is small, even a tiny pain fills you and burns you. When your heart becomes wide like a lake, the same pain dissolves into the vastness of life and loses its power." The young man stood silent. The monk added softly, "I'm not always happy, but every morning I choose not to be carried away by pain. I look at it, I thank it, and then I smile anyway. That's my daily practice." As days went by, the disciple began to observe more carefully. He saw that the monk got tired, that sometimes he was alone, that he received unfair criticism, yet he kept smiling sincerely. The disciple understood then that the smile was not weakness, but strength. One evening, while the sun was setting behind the mountains, the monk said, "Do you know why so many people can't find happiness? Because they look for it outside. They look for it in the judgment of others, in success, in victory. But happiness is not a reward, it's a habit of the heart." The disciple asked, "And what if the world around you is full of anger, noise, and people who hurt you?" The monk answered calmly, "Then become silence, become space. Smile anyway, not to pretend that everything is fine, but to remember that inside you there's a place no one can touch. That's where real peace begins." Years passed. The disciple became a master himself. He didn't smile all the time like his older brother, but he had learned to smile even on difficult days. He told his students, "Don't ask how to erase pain. Ask how to make your heart larger. Then suffering will find its place, without destroying you." Today the world runs fast. Everyone wants more money, more love, more recognition. But those who always want more often lose the simplest thing, peace. The smile is not born from having, it's born from understanding. Understanding that every breath is already enough. And you, how many times do you forget to smile? How many times do you let a small pain fill your whole heart? Stop for a moment, breathe, and remember, happiness is not the absence of storms. It's the calm you learn to keep while the rain falls.